This episode of the Game Over Greggy Show is brought to you by Movement Watches. Movement Watches was founded on the belief that style shouldn't break the bank. The watchmaker's goal is to change the way consumers think about fashion by offering high-quality, minimalist products at revolutionary prices. With over 500,000 watches sold to customers in more than 160 countries around the world, Movement Watches has solidified itself as the world's fastest-growing watch company. Movement watches start at just $95. Now, at a department store, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at $400 to $500. Movement figured out that by selling online, they were able to cut out the middleman and the retail markup, providing the best possible price. Classic design, quality construction, and stylized minimalism. Over 500,000 watches sold in more than 160 countries. Did I say that? I did. Right now, you can get 15% off with free shipping and free returns by going to movementwatches.com/Greggy. That's MVMTwatches.com/Greggy. This watch is cool. You've seen me talk about it before. Black face, red hands, black band. I look awesome. So it's time to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Step up your watch game. Go to movementwatches.com/Greggy. MVMT. Join the movement. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Over Greggy Show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Happy week.
Happy week to you, too.
I was gonna say happy Monday, but...
We're recording this on Monday.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. How's that feel?
Off.
Right out the gate? You're right out of the blocks? Pow!
Came in disheveled.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Disheveled.
Yeah.
And then I have my morning routine, which consists of coffee and pooping.
Yeah.
And so I was
morning routine that happened at 11:02.
Still morning.
Yeah. You're knocking on the door, though.
You know, if we're just not going to deal with everyone else's complaints, we're going to roll with that shit.
Good point over there. The Pure One, Tim Gettys.
To somebody. Let Tim host.
I like your blue shirt.
Thank
on
you.
brand today.
Thank you.
And then joining us for the first time on the Game Over Greggy Show, on any official produced Kind of Funny video, Tone Deft, star of Kind of Funny Live 1 and 2. Rapper extraordinaire. How are you?
Be here. I'm very happy to be here.
Tone, I want you to know I like you a lot. You know that. We've hung out at the Kind of Funny Lives at 1 and 2.
Yes.
There's always, every Kind of Funny live, there's a point where I'm terrified of you. And it's when you go out on stage for a mic check and you take no shit from anyone in the arena. Yeah. You get up there and you immediately get on, you're like, what's up? I need this monitors higher here, blah, blah. You get down in front of them like, you're the monitor, I'm you. And you're like, I need it up. I need it. Francesca, I need it up. And I'm always like, oh my God, is Tone mad, Tim? Is this what he's always like? I don't know. Which one's the real Tone Deft?
You definitely have a way of waking up the sound guy.
Oh my God.
There's always, because like every time you go to these venues, like you'll be doing rehearsals and stuff like that, especially for the shows that we do, it's not really that, like, we're not really worried too much about the sound in that regard. And then you get the guy, like, you'll always see the guy will kind of be a little lackadaisical, maybe he's falling asleep in his pudding back there, and you get on stage, and that guy is fucking like,
oh God, as a professional, as somebody who knows what I'm supposed to do.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, when you do shows in like bumblefuck towns all around America and the world,
like San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, hey, and and there's always like some dude who was like in a cover band in the 80s and he just like failed to get his dream going and he's balding and this was the best job he could get around music. I have to be on top of them, otherwise I will sound like I'm rapping through a fucking, you know, an in-ear monitor for a grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do know what you're saying.
So yeah, I apologize if I come off a certain way.
Not at all. No.
But nah, dude, I've had some brutal scenarios. I've blown out hearing because of like bad monitor situations, and the last thing you need is for me to actually live up to my actual rap name. I don't. I want to preserve my hearing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So, of course, Kind of Funny Live 2, available right now, patreon.com/kindoffunny. Available if you support us at any level there, free in February. I think you're doing the February Game Over Greggy exclusive with Tone, right?
Yes.
Which will cover his career.
Yes, that's more of a one-on-one.
But in a nutshell, Tone Deft, if somebody doesn't know you, who are you and what do you do?
I am an alternative hip-hop artist. Basically, I try to make music that would be on par with, you know, stuff like Radiohead or M83
Michelle Branch.
Yeah, Michelle Branch. Anything off the Geely soundtrack. You know, and yeah, I'm always just trying to like push myself really hard in order to kind of make the most technical rhymes and also the most genuine feeling songs, because I feel like the genre itself is sort of stagnant in a lot of ways, so I'm constantly pushing it in every possible way I can. So if you're a fan of dudes like, you know, Eminem or you know, Tech Nine, or
Tech Nine, or Strange Music,
yeah, or Common, that would probably be like, if those dudes rapped over M83 and like synthwave.
Gotcha.
At this point, that's kind of what I'm doing.
Awesome.
You know what I'm saying? So check it out.
All right, cool. Check it out on
shit's
Kind of Funny
good.
Live. Check it out in the exclusive February, or the bonus episode. Not in 2017 bonus episode. That'll
Yeah.
go live in March for other people to see.
And most of you are already familiar, actually all of you are already familiar with his music, because he has done, I've used instrumentals he's made for pretty much all of Kind of Funny's show theme songs. So the theme song to this show is a song called Kilt It by Pac FM that he produced.
Would you please stop copyright striking us on YouTube for the
It's
full
not my
version?
fault.
You son of a bitch! Don't
It's not my fault. It's a fucking whatever that bot is. I hate that thing.
And all the other songs too, whether it's Reacts or
Love and Sex Stuff.
Love and Sex Stuff,
Yeah, that's the
definitely.
one a lot of people know. It's one my
yeah,
brother
I'm
always
blanking right
sings
now,
every time he does anything, he'll call me and be like, "Love," you know, he does
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm like, "Hey Matt, what's up?"
And more, you know, I think most importantly is like, he's like your hero. Like,
yeah.
like when you talk about you're collecting pennies to go down and see these guys play in LA, it was him, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No. I mean,
So everybody
there's-
knows Tone, even if
yeah.
you don't
The
know.
story, you've heard me talk about him so many times, but I mean, it's an honor to have you here. I think it's super cool to be at a point now that we get to work together. The reason you're here is we're shooting a music video for Lucy Camp, an
Yes.
artist that is on your new label Quintic. That video will be coming out soon-ish. Don't want to put dates because you know how we do when we have dates.
Are we editing it though?
I'm editing it.
Oh God! Oh no! Oh my
So it'll
goodness!
be out in the next month.
By January 5th, 27 or 18. No, anyways, it's super awesome. She's a really talented artist. You should check her out. But yeah, this is super cool to be able to do. And I've said so many times, whether it's that Kind of Funny Live or just in the many topics where heroes come up or role models or music you like or whatever, you come up a lot.
Okay.
But you're definitely an inspiration to me and what we do and how we push things, and not just Kind of Funny Live, but all of our content in general. So
Wow.
thank you for that.
I appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here and to just be a part of something that you helped create. Is fucking. It's pretty cool. It's pretty incredible.
Also,
You know what I'm saying?
sorry.
Son of a bitch! That was gonna be a great
You're going
transition.
right into the-
Because I was gonna go. If you
Intro.
didn't know, here is the game.
Yeah, I liked that. But how cool is the studio? Because last time you were here,
It was
Tone
empty.
Deaf was one of, I think he was the only person besides like our parents
Yeah.
that were in the studio before it turned into this.
Yeah, he was here when we were rehearsing for Kind of Funny Live too.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, I think he saw us dance before anyone else.
I have
and
a
laughed at
video
it.
clip of that.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we have that video somewhere. I think you
I
have
got it all. I have all
But
the
yeah,
rehearsal
we
footage,
should
yeah.
insert that at the appropriate time in
So
the appropriate place.
because he was here when this was a empty room with
Yeah.
nothing in it. So
Yeah.
It was just an echo chamber. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
But
it's
no,
awesome.
this
It's a
is
little
incredible.
yeah,
I'm able to fix that.
It's a little overwhelming actually, but it's cozy in a weird way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like it. We like it a lot.
I'm digging it.
It's very functional.
It's home. Now, Tim, do I have your permission?
oh, take it away, Greg.
If you didn't know, this is the Game Over Greggy show, and today the Patreon producer is none other than Michael Trees. Thank you for your support on patreon.com/kindoffunny. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, you can head over to patreon.com/kindoffunny, toss us a few bucks, and get cool perks like Michael did, or get to see Kind of Funny Live too early before it goes live in February, or just do whatever and support people and get the shows early and do all that jazz. But if you have no money to toss our way, it's no big deal. You can wait and head over to youtube.com/kindoffunny, where we put up the whole show topic by topic, day by day, until it goes up as one big video and MP3. I knew you were going to make some reference to my coffee stain there. I was very excited when we were talking earlier. What are you writing? You writing little notes on it?
He's turning it into a bunny.
Oh, he's turning into a butt. Tim,
That's fucking.
we'll get to Skycam.
Let's get
We'll
to
get to
no,
Skycam.
Nick. Skycam.
Skycam. That. There you go, Kev. Kev's shaking
Kev's
off.
working on the Skycam.
All right, hold on. Don't worry. It's all you have to do is hit. There
There
it is.
we go.
He drew the Starbucks butt. He drew the Starbucks butt there. There it is.
Oh, that's amazing.
Tim, what's your topic?
My topic is my trip to New York that
Oh!
I just took days ago. That at this point, I don't even know when one night ended and when the other began.
Sure.
Because me and Kevin went to New York for the Nintendo Switch event.
Mm-hmm.
I got to play it. You can hear all about that on next week's Gamescast, or this week's Gamescast. By the time you hear this, time works weird. So me and Kev went to New York to play this thing, and a lot of things happened. It was the trip to end all trips, I would say. So Kevin and I never traveled, just the two of us, right? This was kind of a first for Kind of Funny to send us out. Usually there's like different configurations of teams that'll go out. It'll be me and Greg, or me and Nick, or Greg and Colin. And Kev's usually support, and he'll just go. This is the first time the kids are out to play.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
We can do whatever the fuck we want. Chaos will ensue.
Lots of pizza.
And oh my Lord, did chaos ensue. We'll get to that.
I knew it wouldn't happen. I knew you'd fuck it up, you idiot.
We fucked up pretty bad.
Stupid moron.
We fucked up at every turn of this trip in a way that I didn't even think was possible. And now it's interesting we're doing a topic about New York without Colin here, but we do have Tone Deaf, who has lived in New York for.
I've been there now for almost 20 years.
Yeah, so you're familiar with a lot of the shenanigans.
So you've had pizza there.
I've had too much pizza there. That's fine. I don't know if you can tell, but it's I need to work that shit off.
All right. Let's just start off with this trip.
Yeah. So,
you guys, I'm not holding anything back. There's going to be some things you guys hear that you're not going to like, but I'm going to tell you anyways.
Okay.
So, this whole thing starts off, we're like looking at our flights, and I'm kind of bummed because our flight's on Alaska Airlines. And we're like, oh, man, fucking Alaska, ruin our days. I don't know if you know this, Tone. We're big Virgin fans.
Okay.
We love that Virgin America.
Virgin America, you might have heard us talk about it.
It's like the airline,
Yes.
right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that
Not
yeah.
the mega stores.
Gotcha.
So, Alaska bought Virgin recently.
Okay.
Fucking up our days. Totally. Like, we're really upset about this. Nothing bad has happened yet, but
I was going to say, it's really fucked up our days. Like,
But I mean,
my stock went up. I was like, hey.
this totally fucked up our days.
Well, I haven't gotten to that part yet. I don't
Yeah,
know the
but
story.
anyway, so we know that eventually we're going to get fucked.
Sure.
So I was already not excited about this. I'm looking at my thing. It says Alaska, and I'm super bummed about it. I'm like, God damn it, need to freaking go cross country in Alaska. First world problems. This is what I complain about. So Kevin and I getting our Ubers, separate Ubers, heading over there. And I'm like, I'm giving myself enough time. Like I've flown many times. Right?
Uh-oh.
I'm good at this.
I don't like where this story's going.
And like, I'm not going to go 10 hours early like Nick.
Nick time, babe.
Like Nick Nick loves just being at airports.
God, really?
Yeah.
I love it.
Why?
Because I don't know.
Okay.
Here's the deal.
I'll take that.
It stems from the fact that at IGN we used to go on so many trips that required gear that it was always a pain in the ass to get the gear either through security or if it was an international trip, you'd have to go get what's called a carnet form, which was you'd have to find whatever fucking small hole in the wall this form was generated on our side, and then you'd have to submit that form on the other little hole in the wall on the other side of the world.
Jesus.
And most of the time, they didn't know what the fuck it was, or they didn't have the stamp for it, or whatever, and your gear would get held up in customs. And so it was always a pain in the ass. And so I learned after the first like fucking 10 times of almost missing flights because these people are like, "Is this a camera? Yeah. I don't know what it does."
No, it's a Starbucks cup.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
I'm fat.
but you know, they'd stamp it. So after a while, I'm like, look, I'm just gonna get to the airport like at least 2 hours early, and then I would get through the security. And then, granted, if you get through the security line, like, you know, in 10 minutes, you got an hour and a half. You sit there, you just answer emails, read, get a cup of coffee,
Fight
relax.
for the
It's fair.
outlets.
I mean,
hate
I don't need
everything.
outlets because I have a phone that's so old it doesn't work anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Honestly,
enough,
at the
fair
core of this tone on why Nick likes airports so much is that the one thing Nick values above all else is consistency. So when you go there and he can get his Starbucks and get his protein meal with the little fucking hard-boiled egg and he's just happy as a pig and shit because it just
$30 on eggs, that sort of thing.
every airport you go to is the same airport, so he's stoked.
Yeah, it's a matter of just like de-stressing, right? I love flights. I like being on planes. It's weird to say, but it's like it's the one thing that like I like really long international flights because it takes me out of my routine. It takes me out of my brain. And like I only ever read on planes. It sounds weird, but like it's the perfect place to play, you know, a Vita or like, you know, any sort of handheld. But I'm like, I will literally have a stack of magazines that I subscribe to that I'll just bring on the plane with me and just sit and read. And it's this weird, like antiquated.
All right,
old school
I
thing.
need to cut you off there, Nick, because there's a detail that we were discussing yesterday at Sean's house that I want to bring up about your magazine collection.
Sure.
So Nick, big fan of the American Cinematographer.
Love it.
Fantastic magazine. It's awesome. You get it every month, right?
Yeah.
Nick likes them so much he collects them, and he wants them to be as pristine as possible.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to hate on you for that. I get it. But what is weird is when you take them on flights and you bring those giant Ziploc bags to put them in.
Because because my biggest pet peeve, two things that happen, right? Once I like to take them when we go on flights. I like to take them to the pool with me, right?
Okay.
And so magazines, if you're in a humid environment will the cover of them will like it'll start to bubble up. You get the thing.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite issues of the magazine was when they did American Cinematographer. For those of you who don't know, is a very hardcore film journal specifically centered around cinematography. It's not about directing. It's not about writing. It's literally about the art of how they light and film movies. And one of the movies that I loved from a couple years ago was Straight Outta Compton, and I was reading the article about that at the pool, didn't have my little thing with me, and I got it back to the hotel room, and the fucking thing like expanded like Kevin on Vacation. And so I was like, so that's ruined. And I literally looked like a porno mag after a while, because I was like, this thing is all crusty together and sticking together. So that's pet peeve 1. Pet peeve 2 is I cannot fucking stand when you put the thing in, forget it's in there, you put another thing in, and then you take the magazine out and the cover's bent, and you never get that crease out of there. It's just a weird idiosyncrasy of mine. So I figured, I'm like, Ziploc bags, perfect size. The gallon Ziploc bags, you can fit 3 in there. You tighten them up, they're watertight, boom, they're keeping them nice and crisp.
Yeah.
Like new sheets, you know what I mean?
That's fucking incredible, bro.
I do the same with books too. Like the last Harry Potter book that came out, the play,
Yeah.
I put that bad boy right in the Ziploc bag. It's perfect.
Jesus, man. I feel like Ziploc's missing out on a whole market of like book lovers.
I'm just destroying the environment left
So
and
in the
right.
New York trip, we're in the Ubers to the airport.
Ubers to the airport. So our flight is at 7:05 is when it takes off. And I'm being dropped off at this airport, and it is 5:50. And I'm like, I'm good, right? That's way more than enough time.
Flight's at 7:05, you're being dropped off at 5:50.
5:50.
What terminal are you going out of?
So that was my thing. I'm used to flying Virgin.
Yeah.
I'm used to understanding
2.
how the shit goes. Anytime I've had to fly United, there's always the issues and like shit gets bad, right? Virgin, you just walk up to the kiosk thing, they give you your shit, you're fucking in.
Right,
They
right,
treat
right.
you like gods. But we're going to Alaska. As we're driving up, the guy's like, "Oh, what terminal?" And I'm like, "Oh, Alaska. I don't know which one it is." And he's like, "Oh, I think it's an international." Immediately when he said that, I'm like, "Oh no, I didn't plan enough time for this. This is going to turn into an endeavor." I look it up. I'm like, "Okay, yeah, no, Alaska is in the international terminal, even though I'm going somewhere domestic. Whatever. I'll let this shit slide. I fucking hate Alaska." We get there, walk in. I'm like, "All right," looking around, find the Alaska area. I walk up to it and I start using the little terminal thing. Does not read my card. Doesn't read another card. Doesn't read my ID. I'm just like, oh, this is such a fucking pain in the ass. I call Kev to make sure he was up and on his way. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm about to be there. They brought me to the domestic terminal. Now we need to go around and get to the international. I'm like, all right, whatever. Kev finally gets there. At this point, it's like 6:10, 6:15-ish. And we walk up. We keep trying to use these like different kiosks and all this shit. And his shit wasn't working either. And I'm like, oh man. But I'm like, we still got time. Like, it'll be fine. Walk up to the lady. And I'm like, hey, like just trying to check in. And she's like, it's giving me this weird look where she's just like, because we're the only people there. And I'm looking at the security line. There's nobody. So I'm like, we're good. We're good. She's like, oh, hey, where you guys flying? And I was like, oh, New York. We don't go to New York.
What?
And I'm like,
Is this Alaska operated by Virgin America?
and I'm like, yeah, you do. You do go to New York. Our thing says Alaska Airlines. And they're like, no. I'm like, to JFK? She's like, no, we don't go there from San Francisco.
I flew here from there. Like,
and Kev and I were like, uh-oh. Like immediately, she's just like, wait a minute, what time's your flight? And I was like, 7:05. And she literally out loud says, Jesus Christ, you should have got here earlier. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And Kev keeps it cool always, right? Like whenever problems are coming up, he's like, I got this. We'll figure this out. Don't worry. It's not a problem, and he just gets things done. I saw panic in his eyes and I'm like, oh no, we're not going to make it to New York. Like this is the worst. And I was like, they're never going to let us go on a trip again alone,
Unsupervised, this is what
I was
happens.
like, fuck, we're ruining this. So lady's like, all right, so here's what you got to do. Your flight's actually Virgin. So you need to get to the other terminal from here. You need to go up that escalator, take the Airbus over, and
Pray to God.
pray. And we're like, all right.
yeah, no, on the way here, I flew at Alaskan Airlines, right? And I went to the Alaska Airlines terminal at JFK, and I get there, and I'm like, it's 10 minutes before I have to check in and shit. And I'm like, hey, like, where do I check in? I don't see any kiosks or what's going on there. They're like, oh yeah, we were bought by Virgin. It's in like the other terminal. And I'm like, fuck, that's like 20 minutes away from here. How the fuck am I supposed to do this?
Oh, man.
So I also have been affected,
Well,
Tim. I just
there you
wanna
go. I'm sorry,
commiserate.
Alaska. So we ran.
I'd love to see this.
It was
Fucking-
We ran with a captured kit and cameras and tripods and all. It was
Kevin looking like Rhino from Marvel Comics.
yeah, man. Oh, so we're going up, and then we get in the Airbus and we make it over. And at this point, it is 6:35. All right, I'm looking at my watch and I'm like, they're boarding now.
Yeah.
Like this, they don't wait and let you on the plane at 7:05 before they take off. Like they're fucking boarding, right?
They're looking to close that door. And, I have a theory that there's always one flight attendant who just wants to close that door.
Oh my
she
God.
needs to close that door. You know what I mean? She's waiting for those two assholes to be like, she'll see him across the way running, and she's just like,
Starts
close the door. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they can let you on the fucking plane, but I guess they have to do like a pre-flight check and stuff like that. And if they
Make
open
sure it
the
doesn't
door
blow
again,
up,
they have to do it all over
Well, I
again.
mean, there's a policy that once the door's closed, you cannot open it.
Right.
Like it's illegal to with all the weird
Makes sense to
TSA
me.
shit.
I
Whatever.
kind of don't want them to
That's why
open
they don't
it.
let you-
'Cause I like
they
to be
don't
that
let you
guy
check
on the
crowbars.
plane who's like I'm the guy that gets, if there's no assigned seats in the movie theater, I'm there like 2 hours beforehand. I got the perfect seat, and when I just live for the point where the guy's like this. I'm sorry, is that seat taken? Yes.
Yeah, I got here.
Yes, it is,
I like how you say
motherfucker.
2 hours. Rogue One, weren't we there 2 hours and 45 minutes or
I
something?
took a nap. I'm an old man. I took a nap.
All right, so we run down, we make it into the terminal, and I run over to the Virgin little area, and the fun, cool music's playing. And it's just like, all right, cool, this is great. And I was like, I'm with my people. They'll help me. I'm silver status. You know, I'm not gold, Greg.
It's okay. Not everybody can
but I was
fly
like-
as high as I do.
And but Kevin's not. But I'm like, all right, let's just
Kevin's
at least
fucking
go to the
nothing over
kiosk. So
there.
we run to the kiosk, and Kevin slides the card, and it just says, "You're too late.
Yeah.
You can't make your flight. Go talk to someone about rebooking." And we look at each other, and that's when I saw the real look of Kevin being like, "We fucked up."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh no!" But I'm like, "No, we can't end like this." So I run over to talk to the lady, and she I ran into the little red carpet that they have.
Oh, I know the red carpet
I
well.
run to that red carpet, but there was still a lot of people in front of us. And I was telling the lady, she's like, "No, you're not supposed to be there. Your flight's late. You need to go talk to these people." I'm like, "No. I'm silver. I'm supposed to be here. I'm talking to that lady because I just trusted the lady."
I'm silver.
I'm so happy I did that shit.
Yeah, cool, yeah.
We get to the lady. Best customer service I think I've ever had. She's like, "We're gonna make this happen. We're doing this shit. Are you checking bags?" And we're like, "We have to." And she's just like, "No."
Yeah,
Like,
you can't.
You can't. And I'm like, "We have way too much equipment. Like, there's no way. Like, we have to."
Yeah.
And she's just like, "I'll walk you through." We're doing this."
Damn.
I'm like, "What?" She's like, just play. Is there any way you can consolidate? And like Kevin, she looks at Kevin. Kevin's like the most consolidated human being possible.
Kevin looks like Snake when he's in the fucking heavy gear in Metal Gear. He's just like,
Oh, yeah, we get a little visual.
Yeah,
of him.
so it was just like, she was like, "I understand. Let's go. We need to move." She fucking gets us, runs with us. She's like, just play cool. Don't let them see you have like 3 bags each. Like,
Yeah.
Whatever. Let's just go through. I'm like, hell yeah. We get through. She like pulls us through into the priority line. Like no questions asked, whatever. She tells the gate guy, she's like, just let him go. Just let him go. Just let him go.
Yeah.
We get in, and I'm like feeling like a fucking badass. Then she walks away. Doesn't help us through the security line. She just gets us there, and it was long.
TSA pre.
And I'm like, we're fucked. I mean, even the TSA pre was long. Like, we would have not made the flight, even if we were in that area. But I'm like, this is fucking bad. And this is when our lives became a movie. Because there's this woman next to us, me and Kevin panicking. We're like, what are we going to do? What the fuck are we going to do? Should we just go back and rebook? Like, we're panicking. The woman in front of us just goes, "What time did you guys flight?" And we're like, 7:05. She's like, you need to ask people. Like, you need to go tell them. Like, you
Yeah.
need to get ahead. And Kevin's like, can
Well, you were like, nah, I don't think it's gonna work.
I was like, I don't think it's gonna work. And Kevin's like, no, we should at least try. I'm like, yeah, sure. So Kevin does the Kevin thing, drops all of his bags, and slinks down and starts fucking like a little rat, just like running all the way to the
can see that.
fucking
I can see
the TSA guy.
can see
Starts
that.
talking to him, just like, "Hey, dude, our flight's at 7. We're screwed. We got to get through." The lady helped us, but she dropped us there. Like, help. And he goes, "Sorry, man. It's policy. We can't. Like, it's up to all these people. Like, we can't, give any special treatment and whatever."
I respect that.
And Kev was just like, and he looks over at me from across the sea of all these people. There's probably 100 people in between us.
Yeah.
And Kev goes, "Tim, he says he can't do anything. He says it's up to the people."
Yes, Kevin. Yes, Kevin.
good
But then
thinking.
there was a moment where it's like we were about to give up, and you can see all the people go, like, we don't, great. Like, are we really dealing with this shit right now? And I had a moment, and for anybody that knows me, like, I'm kind of a punk when it comes to this shit. Like, I will back off instantly and just be like, I guess we're gonna get on the other flight. But I had a moment like, I can't. We're not going down like
You
this.
did you felt it and stood up for yourself.
I was like,
There's music in the background.
I was like, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
We are really late. Can we please cut you all? I would really appreciate it. And it was just like, no one said anything. You get a couple nods, and then there's just like one, yeah, go for it.
Nice.
And it was awesome.
The whole place erupts into applause.
So I get all the Kevin's bags, and I start slinking through, and we get through, and it felt like this monumental moment.
That's fucking
And then
awesome.
we get to the part where we start, having to take your shoes off and
God,
put all this shit
yeah.
and stuff. And it went from being the most epic, we're fucking doing this, they're letting us cut, to, oh no, we're back in line again. Like now we're just in front of everyone. Right. So it was like great. So we had to. There's no way to speed that process up. Right.
Yeah.
We figure it out, we get through, and then we just mad dash down that damn terminal. And again, I haven't ran in 27 years. This shit is not good for me. Kevin, God bless his soul, I think he was rolling at one point.
Yeah,
And,
they call it tumbling when you're.
and so
when you're
it
that
was
good.
Katamari
gate
Damacy.
53.
Okay, good.
Which, for those that don't know, is the farthest fucking terminal possible.
Yeah, of course.
But we just run our little hearts out, and eventually, it gets to a point, I see a line, and I'm like, we made it. We're fine. They're not even fucking all in yet. I don't know what the fuck happened, but we fucking made it. We get up, and then everybody there they saw, they could see us huffing and puffing, because we did for probably half of the flight after that. But everyone was proud of us. It felt like a real we fucking did it.
You beat the system.
Yeah, no, so it was great. We get on the plane, all that was with 10 million fucking bags.
So my question is, I saw the tweet from you that was a quote from Kevin of whoever's been writing our lives whoever's been writing our lives these past few years.
Yeah, the screenwriter of the last few years of our lives is fucking awesome.
Is it because of this moment of
this
the
season is what he said. No, it wasn't this one.
Just in general, that you're going to see Switch and all that.
No,
you're
it
going
was
to New York.
It was the whole trip. We're 26 minutes in. I'm to try to just hit the highlights, because that really was probably the best part. Skimming through.
You proved that democracy exists.
Yeah, man.
People
that
still have a
moment.
heart. Yeah.
People,
yeah.
I really, if I was when we turn this into a movie, I would want a little bit more out of the speech, though, of just ladies and gentlemen, I'm the biggest Nintendo fan in the world, and my partners have entrusted me to go to this event, and we have fucked it up.
Yeah, no, oh
Can
my
you
God.
please help me live my dream
Yeah.
of announcing the Nintendo console and not getting fired?
Dude, the best part of it though that I left out was, so the woman in front of me, she was seeing this all happen. She was so happy that we were standing up and doing it. And as after I gave the speech, the woman next to her goes, "Hey, you're Nick, right?" Which was the perfect end cap to this, because everybody calls me Nick. Everybody thinks that I'm Nick.
People call you Tim.
You know,
Really? Yeah.
Everyone's familiar with Colin and Greg.
Okay.
Colin and Greg are they're the famous ones.
Tim and I are
So it's when
interchangeable.
people are I know that they're kind of funny, but I'm not sure who they are. They just default and
Yeah, but this is a random person at the airport.
well, so yeah. but
That's awesome.
Yeah. So she's like, "You're Nick." I'm not. And I was like, "No, I'm Tim." She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Whatever. Are you going to the Switch, man? I was like, "Yeah, trying to, whatever." And then the lady in between us was like, "How do you know him?" And she goes, "I watch him on the internet." And it was just it really was just one of those
That's
moments
awesome.
of what the fuck is happening? Wow. But that was great. But all right, so we get to the hotel, and we get in the elevator. We're going up to
Still
the
huffing
room.
and puffing from running at the
Still
airport.
huffing and puffing. Kevin's still crazy. And we're
6 hours later.
so jazzed and talking about all this shit. And then we get in the elevator to go up to Kevin's room, drop his stuff up. Then we get back in to go up to mine, and we walk in, and it's Reggie, the Nintendo of America president, he's the Rock incarnate. He's just this
He's huge. I've met him. Yeah, he's
fucking
big.
dude.
Huge hands.
Is he taller than you?
I think so. Yeah.
I think he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
He's
Well, goddamn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a big dude. And man, mid-sentence, I've never heard Kevin audibly gasp that way. He was just talking, and I was like, and it was a moment where I'm in my head, I'm like,
Play
"Tim,
cool, play cool, play cool."
You need to look cool. Don't be a fucking weirdo. Don't and it all happened in probably 10 seconds.
Of course.
It was 2 floors up. But I was like, do I talk to him? Do I not talk to him? Do I look at him? Do I not look at him? And here's Kevin just dead silent. And I'm like, why are we being so fucking weird? And we just get out of the elevator. And that was our moment with Reggie. Kevin later had a follow-up moment the next day in the elevator after the Switch event and stuff, where Reggie talked to him. So,
Oh, what did Reggie say to you?
and he recognized him from the
Really?
day before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was wearing my
hat.
Your funny
It was
little hat.
recognizable.
He was like, "Oh, I've seen Serpico. You look really familiar."
He was just like, "How's your day?" And I was like, "Good. I'm very excited for this thing." And he's like, "Great." I was like, "Thank you."
Good. All right. Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so then moving on, we go to what's the burger place? Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause I'm
Shake
like,
Shack.
I fucking love Shake Shack.
I love Shake Shack too. Oh, come on, New York. You gotta give it to
Spoiled,
them.
you're
when everyone-
spoiled.
It's like when everyone from your fucking coast comes out here like, In-N-Out is the best thing on the planet.
Yeah, you know
Whatever,
what? I
dude.
learned my
Yeah,
fucking
been there,
lesson with
done
some
that.
In-N-Out, bro. It's called bubble guts, and I learned that lesson real fucking hard every
That's
time I
good.
go to
That's
some
just your body
In-N-Out.
saying, hey,
Yeah.
we don't need this in it.
No, it's
get it out.
Yeah, Shake Shack is like it's become the In-N-Out of the New York experience. Like, because people go and they're like Shake Shack because that's the brand. It's like Roscoe's, chicken and waffles
Sure.
when you go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's a thing that people do, but like it's not. Come on, man. Come on, man. There's better burgers in New York. If you live in New York, you know about Burger Bistro. You know about Bear Burger. Like these are infinitely superior to Shake Shack burgers. Like that fucking like any place where they have a nanny cam
A
to
webcam,
check the
yeah.
line is not a place that I want to go.
Yeah.
Like because it's immediately overrated. Maybe I'm just a hipster in that sense where I
No,
hate things that are universally loved. But fuck that shit.
You're fitting Colin's seat very
Oh, Tim turns into an internet commenter.
well. So I agree with you about the Shake Shack shit. But my thing, the reason I love it is they do the fries. They're like the crisp cut fries or what?
Crinkle cut. Crinkle cut.
And I fell in love with them when I first went about 5 years ago. So I'm like, I gotta keep going back to this thing. But then I met Portillo's, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's the superior fry.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's filled that void in my heart. Those fries are fucking fantastic.
I haven't had those.
They're amazing.
Next time you're in LA,
all right.
go down there.
All right. So we do the Shake Shack shit, and this is, I don't remember what day it is. Let's just say Thursday night. Now, Friday, Tone was going to fly out to San Francisco to do the music video that we shot this whole weekend. So we were kind of like doing a little switcheroo for a bit.
Yeah.
But it was Thursday night. I'm like, I'm in New York. I might as well hit him up just to see if he's free. And I'm like, I know he's not because he's planning the music video, but like whatever. So I hit you up. I'm like, yo, what you doing tonight? Like, you want to grab some food or whatever? And you're like, nah, I'm working on the video. I'll see you tomorrow. Cool. And you're like, but if you're trying to get food, and you recommended me a whole bunch of places.
I sent him screenshots, fucking Yelp links, all this shit, like my spots. Like when people come to New York, I'm like, yo, we're gonna go to this spot for the cocktail spots, like spots that like aren't popular that are amazing.
Yeah.
And I sent him all this shit. I was excited. I was like, check this out. And then I see like an hour later, it's him and Kevin in front of like the shittiest $1
Two
pizza
Bros
slice.
Pizza. And I had predicted that when you guys left. I'm like, you're going to meet at Two Bros Pizza. And then the
Come
photo
on,
went live.
son.
We didn't eat it there.
Okay.
That was just on the way to B&H, which God bless
Wonderland.
America.
Wonderland.
B&H is the most fantastic building. It's
Camera
Disneyland for video guys.
video nerds, yeah.
Holy crap, it's fantastic.
3 stories.
Did you need something or did you just go to check it out?
We kind of wanted something.
Okay.
Didn't need. We found a need for it, and
Okay.
we ended up not needing it. Anyways,
Where's the drone?
B&H is fucking fantastic. So on the way there, we saw the pizza. But that was the thing, is like, all right, we got to get pizza for Kev. Like, this is definitely, I want good New York pizza.
Right.
So I was gonna hit up Aransky and be like, what's the spot that you recommend? But I was like, oh, Tone recommended me a pizza place.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this shit. I was like, it'll be our final meal.
You're cutting to the last day, right?
Yeah. So we're at the Nintendo Switch event, and it's going great. Playing it super good. Highly recommend it. We decide we're gonna leave to go get lunch, and then from lunch go straight to the airport. So we have all of our equipment and whatevs. As we're going to this place, Patsy's.
Yeah. There's a place called Patsy's in New York. It's it's like a family style restaurant. No frills, but the food is like it's really good Italian. You know what I'm saying? Like it's well done. And there are so many incredibly shitty Italian restaurants in New York. Like everything is world's famous this.
Yeah.
Best pizza here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like it's a tourist trap most of the time. But this is a place where it's not the best thing ever made, but it's fucking good pizza.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna kill you. It's not gonna break the bank. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
love that.
Patsy's, check it out.
So we decided we're gonna check it out, and we hit up Graham, who now works at Snapchat. He's one of the best friends out there. He's done a lot of him and Andy collabed on the Gamescast intro.
Graham of Legend.
Graham of Legend on Twitter. Good friend. We hit him up and we're like, oh, we're gonna go grab some lunch if you want to come. So he took a break from Snapchat and came to meet us. And we get in the cab, we get over, we get dropped off at Patsy's, and we have so much equipment with us. Like
Yeah.
we're just Kevin is sweating,
Of course.
more than he's
Yeah, I
ever
was gonna
sweated
say.
before.
Looking like
wearing his little flower hat. We're a fucking mess, right? We look
Yeah.
at this ragtag group. Now, another key thing to point out is Graham, very Jamaican, very black. Okay, we go to this place.
You get a pass there. That's good.
Yeah. So we go to walk into this place.
Yeah.
And immediately I'm like, man, this place is hella fancy. Like, whoa. Walk in, I'm like, all right. I mean, Tone recommended it. Like, it's good pizza. Like, let's just do it. We get in and judged immediately. Every single person there looks at us like, oh no, it's
Now,
going to be one of those
Do you
days.
think you were being judged on the fact that maybe you're carrying like 15 suitcases with you?
Yeah.
And,
Oh
okay.
yeah. No, it was a mix of who we were, what we looked like,
Right.
and what we had.
Okay.
Everyone in there suits. Like
I'm waiting for the big race turn though.
Like-
like what? And he's also really black. Oh shit, this is about to go fucking really bad.
I got scared for a second because you were like super Italian restaurant and we showed up with a black guy.
Exactly. You're setting this up like.
happened?
Long story short, we don't know where Graham is.
No, I just mean it in the sense like
pretty heavy with some gangsters.
We
You know,
haven't
Graham's
seen
at the
him
bottom of the fucking
yeah,
Hudson.
it wasn't like that, but like it was definite profiling. Like we were being treated a certain way
Right.
based on our.
Well, I mean,
Now, do
How's
you
it
think
feel,
was-
Tim?
Oh yeah.
How's it
Oh,
feel,
my God.
Tim?
Do you think it was Graham or do you think it was the fact that Kevin was wearing an exaggerated bike messenger hat?
It was literally all of the
well, it
things.
was also my like jacket because it was supposed to rain, so I was like, I'm gonna bring my rain jacket, and it's like big.
It-
Also, Graham was fucked up.
oh, that's the other
Huge
thing.
bruised eye.
Graham
Lip
Graham
been
had
stitched open.
he was ice skating.
Oh.
And went face first down on the
Oh,
ice.
that'll do it.
Stitches all in his lip.
Graham.
Giant black eye and like stitches on his dick. So like we looked like a mess. All right.
okay.
And we're walking into this place, and my first thought, I'm like,
Tons of gear too.
I was like, damn, Tone's a fancy motherfucker. Tone eats the fanciest pizza in the fucking world.
Everyone's pinkies up, fork and knives, eating this pizza.
Like, goddamn. So we go in and we sit, and like these motherfuckers are judging us. There's a guy standing in the corner that I don't think ever stopped looking at us the entire time we were there. Like,
These are like city officials though.
Yeah, it was like de Blasio's office.
They all had little fucking flags on them.
yeah, I mean,
It was probably all we were saying it's probably all the FBI people that are like fucking supposed to be guarding Trump at the tower now. They're all up in New York.
man, it was like
mess.
a picturesque thing where I was like, damn, this is like one of the fanciest restaurants I've ever been in, and we are so out of place. And we sit down, and they come over to us, and they give us that kind of like warning thing of like, are you sure you're supposed to be here? Like, is this where you want to be? And we're just like, yeah, we're good.
Like, because
They-
there's a Taco Bell
like pretty much, I think
2 blocks down.
I think what they asked was, are you eating? And it's like,
Oh God! Like, why the fuck else am I here?
yeah, we're
we
eating.
came for the free soda refills.
Hand us the menu, and we start looking through it, and like, all right, cool, let's figure out what we want, because we were super hungry at that time. So it was like, let's get this shit ordered. And Kevin goes, hey, there's no pizza on
Oh
this
god
menu.
damn it! You went to the wrong restaurant.
And I'm like,
Went
and we
to
saw
the
the
wrong
we
restaurant.
immediately realize. Graham starts like looking up on Google Maps. He's like, yo, this is not Patsy's Pizzeria. This is just Patsy's Italian restaurant. And we're like, oh no, it was so bad.
You're like, we are in the wrong place. We don't belong here. They were right to
We
judge
don't
us.
want to eat. You know what? We take it all back. All this animosity we've been throwing your way. Hey, you're right.
So there was a moment where like I was looking, I was like, nah, but when Tone was texting me, he said that they don't just do pizza. They also do pasta, they also do some stuff. So
It's family style.
Yeah. So I was like, maybe this is the right place. Like maybe, and like we were like, where is the pizza? And then we found something that was called like Pizza Aioli or some shit. I'm like, I was like, I wonder, is that pizza?
Aioli, yeah.
I don't know. And we Googled it, but no, it's not pizza. That shit ain't pizza. But yeah, when we went in, they literally were like, we dropped all our shit off and like checked it, and they looked at Kevin's hat and they're like, hey, do you want to give me your hat? And
But not like in a like, hey, you can say no way.
yeah. so here we are, and at this point, we're just looking at this shit, and we start looking at the price of
Oh,
everything,
Jesus
and we're
God.
like, oh no, like we made a bad mistake.
Why didn't you guys like? I'm sorry, we're in the wrong place.
Because at that point, you're hungry.
We were
You got so
hungry.
much shit
we were
with
looking
you.
into.
Like,
We had so much stuff, and getting to the other place, we didn't have enough time because we had to get to the airport,
okay,
and
got it.
we were scared
like,
about
fuck it,
being
I'll
late.
take
it
the
was
lobster.
It was such a Tim and Kevin
Awesome.
experience. But then it hits a point where we're like, are we committing to this or not? And when the next time someone walked by and gave us some weird judgment, I was like, fuck these guys. We're going all in. We'll take it all. We're fucking doing this
Give
shit.
me everything on the menu.
Get us old fashions. Thank you, sir. You know, it just turns into like, you're not going to fucking, say who
I got
we
money,
are.
I got money,
We're
yeah.
fucking fine.
I could be an internet mogul. You don't know who the
You don't
fuck I
even
am.
fucking
I'm from
know.
I'm a place where
Like you order everything, you turn to Graham like, can you please pick up the bill?
Yeah.
Do you have a Snapchat expense
Everyone's like,
account?
go to the bathroom real quick, Graham. Hang here.
Anyway, to speed this up, to speed this whole process up, we eventually get the bill, and I put my card down and give it to them. And they walk over and they run in. He comes back, goes, "Hey, excuse me, your card got declined." And I was like, "Oh, we look so bad right now."
God, Dine and
I
Dash.
was like, "No."
What happened to the card?
And then I was like, "There's no way." But at that point, I'm like, "All right, this is bad. Like, I need to just give him another card and like not look like what he thought I was."
Sorry, I just put 3 yachts on that one.
Yeah.
It must be held up.
So I give him my other card, and he goes over to use that one. You can just see he's flustered and pissed off. He's just like, "God damn it, these motherfuckers!" Right? Because we just bought a lot of shit, a lot of drinks, and then I'm looking. I get a text, and I'm like,
Fraud prevention.
the fraud prevention,
Yeah.
and it's like
That City card does it a lot.
it's like text 1 if
That's you.
if you're good and whatever. And I was like, oh hell yeah, this is my moment. This is the time I'm gonna prove this guy fucking wrong. I walk up to him, I show him. I'm like, look, I'm gonna text 1. We're gonna be good. And I text it, and he slides it, and all of a sudden, it went from judgment to we're having a fucking party. And this guy, it was like the end of a South Park episode,
Yeah.
where it's like everybody
You learn a
learns
lesson.
something.
Yeah.
You know, and
Except for Cartman.
like this guy was just like, hey, it turned into like the when you hear your family, like, hey, you guys, like, you
Next time you guys
go
are in New York,
down.
you come on back. Don't
Yeah.
bring the black guy. You guys
Then he was like talking to us. He gives us a little gift package.
go. Oh!
We got some Patsy sauce.
Hey!
Good.
Yeah, I bet so too. Give me Skycam. Patsy's. All natural, vodka sauce.
Give me sauce. He gave us sauce.
That's such an Italian thing to do.
fucking
That is
awesome.
Listen, man.
That's
Sorry it
into
went
that.
so bad, but
Oh, that's so great.
Patsy's
Yeah.
award-winning vodka sauce. It's a
Well,
New York favorite,
that's pretty
accented
amazing.
with vodka, heavy cream, and imported spices. Was the food good?
The food was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Highly recommended. Patsy's.
God bless.
Tell him Kind of Funny sent you, and Graham from Snapchat.
Yeah.
Well, shit, you just put me on the Patsy's now. Like, it
there
just
you go.
worked out
There we
backwards.
go. There we go.
I need to put on a suit and not bring any of my black friends, and we'll make it happen.
We fucking set.
There you go.
So yeah, there's
Yeah.
way more to the story, but you know what? I'm gonna end there because
All
I
right.
think that's a
That's a great one.
choice.
I'm glad it all worked out for you guys in the end.